What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our outlooks for the 2025 MLB season. Today, we have the San Francisco Giants. Last year, the Giants fell short in the wild card race, 80 and 82 in the NL West, good for fourth place, but really far ahead of the Rockies. Looking at their free agent tracker, they basically lost everything they could have brought back. They only had 5 free agents to worry about. It was Blake Snell. He goes to the rival Dodgers, 5 years, $182 million. The Michael Conforto goes on a 1-year, $17 million contract as well to the Dodgers. So 2 of their 5 free agents leave for their rival in LA. Mark Canha goes to the Brewers on a minor league contract. Mark Canha just screams Milwaukee Brewer to me. I don't really know what it is. Thairo Estrada goes to the Rockies on a 1-year, $4 million deal, and Kirk Casale gets a minor league deal to go to the Braves. Let's take a look at their lineups and rotations. So taking a look at their lineup projected for opening day, it goes a bit like this. Lamont Wade Jr., Willy Adames, who they bring in as a big free agent signing, Jung-Hoo Lee, Matt Chapman, Heliot Ramos, Patrick Bailey, Wilmer Flores, Mike Yastrzemski, and a Tyler Fitzgerald. I think it is a very well-rounded lineup. If one thing kind of sticks out to me as a very confusing number, I don't really know why Fangraphs is really projecting Patrick Bailey to have that low of an OPS. For Patrick Bailey to have the highest projected WAR at a 5.1 in this starting lineup and his OPS sitting below 700, that kind of just baffles me a little bit. I think it's one of the more weirder projections we've seen so far in this series. But I think Patrick Bailey will be fine. I think he's a very underrated catcher in this league. He's also still very young, only 1 full year in the majors, only 25. Tyler Fitzgerald as well had a really good year last year. He's projected a 701 OPS, a 2.1 projected WAR. Other bats in this lineup, of course, Willy Adames had basically a career year with the Brewers last year, gets paid by the Giants. Now, will he thrive at that ballpark? That kind of worries a lot of people, but I mean, he's still projected to put up some very solid numbers. A 4.1 projected WAR, 748 OPS, 110 WRC plus. The name I really want to look at though is Jung-Hoo Lee. He of course got hurt in the first month of the season last year. He was basically one of their big splashes last offseason. It didn't work out with the injury, but I think Lee's going to be fine. I think he could be one of the better KBO guys to make the jump to Major League Baseball. Projected a 3.2 WAR, 114 WRC plus, a 761 OPS. And he's not going to be a guy that strikes out a lot, 8.6% of the time. He is going to be a guy with a lot of plate discipline. I really like him. I think Jung-Hoo Lee is going to be a great baseball player. I think he's going to make the jump perfectly. In his first full year of Major League Baseball, I know he says he has a year of service time, but he missed basically all year last year. I think he is going to be fine. I don't think there's anything to worry about with him. Matt Chapman as well, 4.4 projected WAR, 764 OPS. You got to like that. Heliot Ramos, basically the same thing, 742 projected OPS. He's fine, almost a 2 WAR. But overall, I mean, if there's anything this lineup might lose, I could also see the Giants being a team that gets rid of pieces if they're out of it. I wouldn't be surprised this year if Mike Yastrzemski is one of those names. I was kind of not worried, but I was kind of thinking he could have been moved this offseason to a team that desperately needed outfield help. Projected 1.5 WAR, 718 OPS. I think he's also coming up on his contract here, so that's also a reason. It's like you could have moved him before he becomes a free agent, maybe get some assets out of him. But let's look at this rotation really quick. When I look at this rotation, it goes a bit like this. Logan Webb, Justin Verlander, Robbie Ray, Jordan Hicks, and Kyle Harrison. A lot of people are really high on Kyle Harrison. I think that is deserved. Only 23 years old, projected 4.07 ERA, a 1 WAR. That's fine. Jordan Hicks basically was a reliever before going to the Giants. He's now a starting pitcher. 4.06 projected ERA that is, and a 1 projected WAR for him. Robbie Ray, I think he'll be fine. 1.6 projected WAR. Logan Webb is the ace of this franchise. Almost a nearing 3 ERA. He's at a 3.32 projected ERA with a 3.9 WAR. The thing is with Justin Verlander, he was basically their signing back in January, one of the oldest active pitchers in baseball right now, and he is projected a 4.18. I think you take that from an older veteran in Verlander. A lot of people were clowning this move just because of his age. That's practically all it is. Will he succeed with the Giants? I think he's kind of a 50-50 shot of succeeding or not. The age, I think, is going to start getting to him. Justin Verlander is one of the greatest pitchers of all time, especially in the modern day of baseball. He will be in the Hall of Fame, but it's still kind of a question mark is if he will succeed in this deal with the Giants and if this is actually going to be his last season in Major League Baseball. A lot of people thought he could have went back to Detroit. If this is his last year, I kind of wish he would go to Detroit just to finish it off where it started. I think he'll be fine, but I get where a lot of the worries are. And when I look at this bullpen, you got Ryan Walker, Tyler Rogers, Camilo Doval. That's another name like a Mike Yastrzemski that could get moved. I know there were rumors about him. Eric Miller, Sean Hilliel, Lou Trevino, Randy Rodriguez, and Keaton Wynn. I am very sorry if I mispronounced Sean's name right there. I have no clue how to basically pronounce that last name. Call me a casual. 0.1 projected WAR, 387 ERA for him. Very sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that last name. I just don't want to butcher it as much as I probably just did. Tyler Rogers, Camilo Doval, kind of had an iffy year last year for a lot of people's standards. A 3.31 projected ERA. He is also going to get some time in the bullpen. It looks like 10 projected saves, 0.6 WAR. The walks are what scare a lot of people, but he does strike out a lot of guys. Almost 11 projected Ks per 9, but about 4 walks per 9. So that is not something you really want in the back end of a bullpen. That's why Ryan Walker seems to be taking a lot of the save situations. 3.04 projected ERA, a 1.2 projected WAR. Other than that, Tyler Rogers as well. Keaton Wynn, I'm kind of intrigued by him. I'm not going to lie. I like this ratio right here, down here, 0.2 projected WAR. At the front end of this bullpen, I think he could be fine as well as a long reliever situation, 3.98 projected ERA. But thank you all for watching this version of our outlooks for the 2025 MLB season. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you all very much for helping us hit 300 subscribers. Now we start the road to 400. Make sure to like the video and comment down below your thoughts about the San Francisco Giants. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.